You know, some people age like a fine wine, and some people age like a can of special brew left on a hot windowsill. Whichever one you are, get ready to talk about those pesky little emotions of yours, because it's time for another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. Please welcome your host, Sam Lake. It was me the whole time. Hello everybody. It's very different, isn't it? Look, it's different angles. We've got multiple sofas. What are we like? Welcome to another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings, where today my guest on a completely different sofa but still in the same room is the wonderful Tamsyn Kelly.
Hi, I'm so far away.
We'll make it clear you didn't insist on being on a separate sofa.
No, I didn't.
No diva behaviour.
No.
We're just trying new things.
I'm glad to be sat on just a chair, really. That's nice.
Are you doing podcasts where they make you sit on the floor like a dog?
Yeah, I'm doing my boyfriend's podcast tomorrow and I don't expect the seating to be this, like, prime. Yeah.
Very interesting.
All, like, different chairs, like when you're a student and you've got a kitchen for the first time and you've got all sort of different chairs from different places.
Did you go to a university where you didn't have a kitchen?
No. I went to drama school, so I lived in just a house.
So you were the kitchen.
Yeah.
You were the tables and the chairs.
That's correct, yeah.
Lovely. What drama school did you go to?
I went to, what was it called? The Courtyard, which is in Hoxton in London.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, it was shit, so that's why you haven't heard of it.
Fair enough.
I'm assuming you haven't heard of it.
Well, no, I know the one that all of the people who were on Strictly always come from.
Oh, what's that?
It's run by a woman, and it's like a primary school / performing arts school.
Oh,
and
Sylvia
everyone's
Young?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't go there.
Everyone who's been on Strictly has gone to
Been to
that.
Sylvia Young. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess they're big. They're very dancey. That's
They're very
probably
dancey,
why.
but then when you get on Strictly, you have to pretend like you're not dancing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've actually never realised I had feet. Yeah.
I've always thought that, and I did a lot of dance when I was younger, and I was always like, my dream would be to go on Strictly and everyone would be like, how can this comedian dance?
Yeah.
But that
yeah.
is really overestimating any skill that I have at this point in my life.
I watch it having done a year of ballroom dance.
Have you really?
And I would think that I would do really well, but I actually don't think I would.
That would help you though.
Well, it would, but like I literally went to one class every Sunday and then I just stopped going.
It's it's religious. It's dance for Jesus.
It's my way of giving it to Jesus via the salsa.
I love that you did that.
Yeah.
How long ago?
A long time ago, 15 years ago.
Oh yeah, no, you might need a
refresh.
Yeah.
You're from Cornwall.
I am.
I don't know if anyone's ever brought this to the public's attention before, but I'm also from Cornwall as well. And because you were saying dancing, did you ever get asked to dance in like Trevithick Day or Murdoch Day?
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. I didn't do Trevithick Day. Oh, did I? I might have done Trevithick Day.
I was trying to explain this to somebody else as why we have Trevithick Day, Murdoch Day, and I've completely forgotten what these two men did, but it's something to do with steam engines.
I don't know Murdoch. I thought he was the paper one, but...
Oh, no.
I'm just thinking of Rupert Murdoch.
You're thinking of Rupert Murdoch.
But I don't know him. Oh, God.
I think it's Richard Murdoch that we were dancing for. But do you remember
we danced for you, Richard. Hope you know that.
But you would walk through town and you'd put there'd be you do 1, 2, hop. And you walk around in a circle.
Yeah.
Did you have to do that?
I did that. I'm pretty sure I did Trevithick Day. And I would have done Flora Day. Which was the heights. That's the big one.
That's the peak.
Yeah.
You've really progressed.
Yeah. Yes, I did. And of course, I started in St Ives with, is it Foil Ball Day?
Oh, I never did that one.
I did that. And because I was at dance school in St Ives.
Oh.
And we got to wear these gorgeous peach little skirts and... What's that bit called? What's it called?
What?
Leotard. That's it.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And it was all really beautiful, and we learned these dances for weeks, and we did them through the town. And
okay, so you were brought in as a ringer.
Yeah, I guess
you
so.
You knew what was going on.
Yeah. I'd be cracking that out on Strictly, given the chance. I'd be doing the 1-2 hop.
Well, you know, on Strictly they do the couple's choice. My husband will always say, well, you can just choose whatever dance you want to do.
Yeah,
and my husband always says, would you just do Morris dancing? And I was like, it's actually
so
not
rude.
so common.
Yeah.
I never did Morris dancing.
No, it wasn't like Morris dancing. It was more pagan-y than that. It was it was dirtier. It was dirty Morris dancing.
Slutty Morris dancing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. There was none of the silly clogs or ribbons and stuff. It was all leotards.
Whips, chains, leather.
Just fire and like, good stuff. Yeah.
Do you have fond memories still of Cornwall then?
I see. This is always interesting to me because I'm like so Cornish. I'm so like, oh my God, love it. Like all my friends are still at home and everything like that. All the people I went to school with and all that kind of stuff. And you don't have the same kind of feeling towards it, do you?
Not so much. I've recently become reacquainted with it because of the Falmouth Cringe Festival.
Great.
So I've been going down there and like it is very lovely. But I don't know. We must have just had very different upbringings.
Were you
there.
Redruth?
Yeah, between Redruth and Poole.
Right, okay. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was anything between Redruth and Poole, but yeah.
There isn't. I think they touch. I think.
Touch butts.
It's two of the nicest places to live in the Carnbury Parish Council area.
Which isn't true. Yeah. In case you don't know that.
Well, the only other place is Camborne.
Yes, of course. It is. Sorry, it is nicer than Camborne.
Enough said.
Sorry, Camborne, but it is nicer
no
than
offence.
Camborne. Yeah.
You scum.
It is bad.
Do you grow up in Penzance?
Penzance. I was in St Ives until I was like 6 or 7 or something, and then Penzance. And then I moved to London, and then I had like a period in London where just like everything went wrong in my life, and I ended up going back home, and I worked in a chocolate factory at the top of Pembeagle Estate in St Ives, which is behind the old council house that I used to live in when I was growing up there. So that was like, that felt bad. I'd done so much. I thought I'd done so much in my life, but well, I'm back and I'm working in the chocolate factory behind my old council house. Like it really felt like you've done a bad, you've failed. Yeah.
Was it like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Is that why you had to learn how to dance so you could be an Oompa Loompa?
Yeah, I always like welcome the workers in at the beginning of the day. I guess it was like that, except like all the Oompa Loompas were basically like people from local council estates or people from Lithuania. And
it's always going to be one of the two, isn't it?
It was a beautiful mixture of both.
Yeah.
I thought, and we've just made truffles for like all the big, or like chocolate products for like all the big supermarkets. Ooh. And I tell you, I was twice the size I was when I got back to London.
It just happens.
They put me on like quality control.
How are you going to test the quality?
Am I right? But it was more like these are where the chocolates go that are acceptable, and the other chocolates would just go in this big tray under the table that I was like the line part of the line that I was working on. Yeah. So I would be like, I'll just make a real thing of like getting the chocolates and putting them. I'll just put them under here, and then I would just eat them. I'd just be just like bend down for so long eating all the chocolate.
We grew up. We had similar upbringings then, because my mum's house was behind a biscuit factory and a bacon slicing factory.
Wow, that's so Paul.
And I worked on the bacon, and I would just like smuggle the bacon off the thing.
Did you?
No, I wouldn't. No.
You're a bacon smuggler.
Bacon smuggler. Oh, I don't like how that sounds.
No, it sounds bad, doesn't it? But I mean, I wouldn't have smuggled bacon either. But chocolate is a different.
Yeah, and on a warm day, the biscuit factory. The wafts of the shortbread.
Yeah, I bet that was gorgeous.
Delightful. It was the bit, those biscuits you get like they sort of come in a tube.
Yeah.
Like a Pringles tube, but like a sort of a bit posh.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sort of embossed.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah. Oh, really good stuff.
Yeah, very good quality.
I would have been eating all of that as well, for sure.
Yeah.
What I found really annoying was working in the chocolate factory. Obviously, let's say I've had my fill of chocolate, of free chocolate that day.
Yeah.
And then in the canteen, I'm not even kidding you, there's the only food in the canteen is discarded chocolate. And I go, just walking up to the canteen, oh, lovely, just what I need. Another, it was quite sickly. But, I actually really enjoyed working there. I will say it. Like, people are like, oh, comedy's such a dream job. And I do think like, well, I didn't mind the chocolate factory, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think it was that bad.
You do get free chocolate sometimes in comedy.
Yeah. I guess so.
You probably shouldn't eat it, though.
No. Someone gave me... Oh, actually, I can't talk about that.
Why?
Because in case they listen to the podcast, then I don't want them to be upset.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It was just about something that someone gave me as a present, like a fan gave me as a present.
Oh, right,
and my agent wouldn't let me eat in case it was poisoned.
I do understand that sometimes, because you get food stuff, so it's hard to know where it's come from.
Yeah.
I've got...
Unless it's come directly from the factory floor. I'm not interested.
They've still got the hairnet on and everything. So I had a fan who once made me, when I did my tour this year, they made me like a tote bag with the poster on it, which was really sweet of them. Really
tote
enjoyed
bag's
that.
Nice idea.
Yeah, that's nice.
Not
it was
food,
delicious.
Yeah, that you've got to put it in.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about your choice of beverage, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
We've already splashed it all over ourselves because I didn't realise the cans were shaken up as much as they were.
They were party
But
cans.
this is a non-alcoholic lager called Lucky Saint.
Yeah.
Are you brand loyal to Lucky Saint?
Yes, I am quite brand loyal.
Yeah, okay.
Although I do like it out the tap.
A draft.
Yeah.
A draft Lucky Saint.
Yes.
What does it have over other non-alcoholic beers?
I don't know, I just think it's the nicest tasting one. It's the smoothest tasting. When it first came out, I was like, I'm going to be sober.
Okay.
Which it's not that powerful, but it is good.
More people need to know.
Yeah, it is. I think it was the first one that came out in like the big boom. It was very good timing. Maybe like a couple of
really?
years ago. I felt so anyway. And then it was on
Yeah.
draft, and it was just like, God, it's really good. And it's as good as a pint, I'd say.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not a big beer drinker myself.
I love beer.
You love a beer. That's interesting because, again, the Cornish thing, you would think maybe a cider. No,
Have you been to Healy Cider Farm?
I have.
Yeah. What do you think of the cider there? I don't want to slag
Well,
it.
see, when I went, I wasn't old enough to drink the cider, so I had to drink the
What?
apple juice.
You've got to go back.
I'm fine.
No, it's good. It's
Well,
good.
see, the other half of my family is from Spain.
Of course.
And in Spain, when you drink cider, I've been to a Spanish cider factory where like it's literally like they give you an apple and then they crush it into cider in front of you. So that's quite cool. But they also do that thing where you get like a long bottle of cider and you have to do that thing where you pour it from like a height and then you hold the glass here.
Oh, wow.
So all of the bars in Spain, they're all covered in like sawdust because people will spill cider
everywhere. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so romantic.
Very romantic, very traditional.
So are you a big cider fan then?
No, I don't know why I brought this up. I do like it. There's a cider in Cornwall, Cornish Rattler. Oh,
I've got a story about
oh,
that.
she's
Go on,
tickled.
go on.
Yeah. No, but I just remember when I went to uni and then I started properly like drinking. Then I would come home for like Christmas and New Year's and we go to the pub and I'd be like, oh, I'm really into cider right now. I'll have a Cornish Rattler. And I'd never had one before. And the guy behind the bar was just like, it is like a bit stronger than other ciders, just so you know. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. And then I had like 3 of them and then I was like passed out.
Yes.
They're stronger.
That's familiar.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
also
yeah.
think it's so respectful of you to have grown up in Cornwall and wait to uni to properly start drinking. I think
was very sensible.
That is very sensible. I mean,
Yeah.
I was 14, vodka in the park situation.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No regrets, but I think that's classy of you, and just want to shake your hand on that. Fair play.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we're not close enough to... Almost.
Well done.
Almost.
Very respectful.
Thank you.
I hope you made
you.
up for it.
I did.
With Rattler.
Yeah.
Rattler is strong, and Rattler was the drink that you would have at the club.
The club.
Yeah, in the club, Ponder Replay, you would have a Rattler. Again and again and again. And that was draft as well, draft Rattler. Rather than out of a bottle. Now, I've got a bit, you've hit a bit of a sore spot, if I'm honest.
Oh dear, I'm going to have a swig. Go on, get it all out.
So, my boyfriend has a podcast, of course, Some Laugh.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I've been on it.
I'm going on it tomorrow. I don't know what anyway, I'll be bringing this up tomorrow as well. So... They have a Cornish fan, guy in Cornwall called Crispin. Hello, Crispin, if you're watching. I know all about you.
I have been told about this, yes.
Crispin. Is Crispin a Cornish name? Because I know quite a few Crispins.
I feel like I know a few Crispins.
Yeah,
I think it is a Cornish name.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
It's a Cornish name.
Yeah.
And he is a big fan of their podcast.
Sure.
And he sends them literally like crates of Rattler, like actual crates of Rattler. So I'm having to beg my Scottish boyfriend for a little taste of home, you know, every time I want a bit of Rattler. And I just don't think it's right. I don't think it's right that they should be getting free Rattler and I'm not getting anything.
I do not understand why this podcast has not yet been sponsored by Echo Falls.
I can't. That's wild. That is wild.
We're right here. The clue's in the name.
Yeah. Or Healy Cider now, but probably not after that. But
but then they
not
could
so
invite me back on like an influencer trip.
Yeah.
We could do like a little travel log series.
That would be amazing.
That would be fun.
I get free tractor rides at Healy's Cider Farm. I'm not even joking, I do. The girl behind the desk recognised me. Yeah, that's right. You're with me now. It was my little brother and his then girlfriend at the time was like, yeah, that's what it's like when your big sister's a local celebrity. Get in the back of the tractor. He didn't want to go on the tractor, but obviously it was free, so we had to go on the most miserable tractor ride I've ever been on.
Are you a bit of a hometown hero?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
That did happen that time. And there have been other times when I've been in my friend's cafe and people have said, oh, you're that comedian, aren't you? And I said, I'm
Jethro.
Yeah. I'll never live it down. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Are you related to Jethro? No, not related. The day that Jethro died, BBC Radio Cornwall phoned me up and asked if I'd go on and talk about it.
Stop it.
I'm not joking. They were like, yeah, so Jethro's dead, so do you want to be on the radio? Like, it's my time. Like, I'm not joking. And then when I was on the radio, they were like, so was Jethro a big influence for you? I was like, no, I think his brother used to pick my mum up from the stables or something like that. But did you have Jethro on in the house? Can't say we did.
No.
Can't say we did.
For anyone who's listening to this and doesn't understand who Jethro is, Jethro was like a big comedian, but I think in Cornwall,
I think he's quite well known.
Around the country.
I mean, sadly, he's dead now, so it doesn't matter.
But I remember my dad had
Yeah.
all of his VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Tells you something of when he was at his peak.
Yeah.
But I never watched a single one. I think I maybe
No.
saw him live once.
Oh,
Again,
did you?
as a child.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I ended up because my dad ran a pub.
Right,
So
that's
he
cool.
was looking for like, they do like big showcases, kind of like what we do sometimes, where like you all get like 5 minutes and like people who might book you will be there.
Yeah,
So he was
okay.
there to watch it, and I think Jethro was headlining.
Ooh.
I didn't understand a word he said.
He's that Cornish, yeah.
No, just the context, because he was
Oh.
like talking about, I didn't know what it, there were lots of jokes about condoms and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what that is.
Lots of jokes about like probably like his wife's tits or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. I'm going to do jokes about Jethro's wife's tits if that's what it takes.
I think you should. It's a topic that needs to be brought up.
Oh dear. I only really know because I think my mum is like friends with his brother or something, or his sister, and she went round there, and it's like they were out St Buryan, which is only 10 minutes from where I'm from.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, that Jeffro would just be there with his brothers, and that was all she had to say on the matter, really. And I was like, okay, well. And I'm replacing him on Radio Cornwall, so how do you feel about that? Yeah,
You're
that was
the new
awkward.
Jethro.
But it was awkward. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's dead now, so there's a slot available if you'd
He
like
said
it.
several times, he is dead now, and he's not coming back.
I fear he will. I fear he will. When my career reaches its dizzying heights of, playing the acorn in Penzance or whatever, that's when he'll come back.
Well, I mean, let's talk about your chosen topic, and I feel like that must be in some way connected to the Cornishness as well.
Yeah.
Because we grew up around a lot of these, whether we liked it or not.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the beach.
I do want to talk about the beach.
Your job
not
is
the film.
beach.
Yeah.
Not beaches.
Basic
Or
beach.
the beach.
Yeah.
But beaches in general.
Yes.
We were quite spoilt for beaches, I feel.
Yeah. Oh, I think so. And also I should say, what's interesting is you being from Cornwall, me being from Cornwall,
Yeah.
and now we both live up here.
We do.
I think I don't know. Are you a big beach person?
I don't think I spent a lot of days at the beach in like the summer and stuff. Well, and the winter as well. We used to go for a dip on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
We used to be those
lovely.
crazy people.
Yeah.
But I never particularly enjoyed the beach, but I think that's like a body thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, not that like I would say, Portreath Beach is where to go to look for, hot, fit
hotties,
beach
yeah,
bodies.
yeah.
But like I would go into the sea with like a t-shirt on and stuff.
I was the same, actually.
Yeah.
I was very much the same. Board shorts. I was wearing board shorts when I was 14 years old, whatever. You think, oh, come on, you're fine. But like,
Yeah.
it was always board shorts. Yeah. Very insecure. But I would say in spite of that, I love the beach. But also what I love is that as I got older, I got over that kind of like body insecurity thing.
Oh yeah,
And that's very liberating to like get to that point in your life where you're like, oh, fuck it, I don't care. And we always went to Pednit, or still go down to Penanvounder, which is the nudist beach. Yeah, and so once you're, you know, that's the top level. That is when you're totally stripped off on the beach, just watching all the old men with their wangers hanging out. You know, that's, you think, I've completed the beach.
You finished the beach.
Yeah, I've finished self-worth. I've finished, like, I don't have any insecurities left now. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I never went to the nudist beach. It was Portreath or sometimes Perranporth or
the big hitters. Yeah,
the heavy hitters. And then what's that one where there's loads of dunes and I always forget which one it is?
Gadreevy or Gwithian.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Is Mevagissey? Was that a beach?
Mevagissey's just like, yeah, there is a beach there, but it's quite small, isn't it? 'Cause it's just the what you call it, harbour.
Yes. Yeah.
Very Cornish word, actually. So it took me a minute to.
What harbour? I always think of Cornish beaches. I always think of like the little shops that go around the beach, because no matter what place you went to, even if you went to like Newquay Beach where like they would have boardmasters, so you think, oh, that one's going to be like big and fancy and quirky. It's all exactly the same shop selling the same stuff.
Yeah.
Your usual beach tat.
Yeah.
Do you like beach tat?
No, I like going beaches where there are no shops. That's really my thing. Although at Porthgwara, there's a tiny little shop. I used to go there a lot, and it would just be, you know, I would just never have been so desperate for a mini milk. I mean, the thing is, they could sell anything in them shops. You'd buy it, wouldn't you?
You would.
I just need to buy something.
Yeah.
I just need to. I've had enough of nature. I need to be connected back to capitalism immediately. I'll pay whatever for a mini milk.
Someone get this girl a magnet.
But I know what you mean, because I always think of what is it, Fat Willie's in Newquay. Yeah, Fat Willie's Surf Shack. You know that? I've got Fat Willie's. Have you got anything by Fat Willie's? No.
Not in the home, no.
I should have bought you something.
Something from Fat Willie's.
And the day I got my Fat Willie's jumper was a sad day, because when you're growing up in Cornwall, when you look at those shops that are around the beaches and then you look at these idiots going in and buying all this rubbish. And then I'd lived away for like about 8 years, and then I came back to Newquay one day, and that was it.
Yeah.
I had to get a Fat Willie's jumper. I just had to.
You simply must.
Yeah, that was the same day I got a free tractor ride, so it was a pretty big day.
A Fat Willie and a free tractor ride.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I remember, you're just reminding me now that like a lot of stuff that's branded in Cornwall is branded through the medium of the penis.
Is it?
Well, I remember in the pub growing up, on all of the draft taps, there'd be like lots of like local beers and lagers and ciders and stuff, and there'd be one where it's like a flasher, and he has a keg in front of where his genitals would be, and I can't remember what it's called.
What is that?
But it was all, you'd see it in a few different pubs, and it had like the little spigot on it and everything, but it would be like a flasher, and it would always be, every time they brought out a new one, it'd be like some guy drawing him again, but he's still completely naked. And then there's like I just feel like there's a lot of cock.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess so. They're all obsessed with their dicks down there. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
What is that? What has that got to do with beer?
I don't know.
I don't think we should be supporting flashing like that necessarily.
No, not like that. There's obviously a moral, God-fearing way to support flashing.
Yeah. But just why? What does that have to do with beer?
I don't know, but I feel like that must be what the name was. Like it could have been like called like Flash's Tap, or you know,
show us your dick beer.
Yeah, the wrinkly draft or something. I don't know. But I just we like
a pint of piss.
Pint of piss, hot pint of piss. Yeah, I think maybe it's a Cornish thing that we like novelty things.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just because like tourism is so important down there.
Yeah.
That like we just grow up and see all of that and then go like, oh, I quite like all of the novelty knick-knack kind of stuff.
I wonder if it's still like that around that way. Like Newquay probably is like that, because I used to always love just the little things like, do you remember the windmilly things with the kids would have them? They're just sticks. You'd have plastic, like a colourful,
yes.
and it'd go in the wind and everything.
Yeah.
You'd put them on the beach. I love that. I actually love that kind of. Maybe that is I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You get stuff from like kids' toys from like campsites. I remember I was absolutely. I don't know if you remember these. I'm trying to remember what they were called. I was desperate to get one of these, and it was like a fluffy, long, sort of looked like a bit slug, I guess, like a long fluffy thing like that, and it was on a piece of invisible string.
Oh yes.
And it used to go, and you'd go, look, it's moving on its own.
Yeah.
But obviously your hand was going like that. But
yeah.
And I was so desperate to get one of those, and they would play a VHS video up next to an example of like, look at it go, and you'd be like, yeah.
You can spend your life studying how to be a master of the weird fuzzy thing at the end of a bit of wire.
What was that called?
I don't know if they have a name. Well, they might, but like
it had a strong brand that I was very taken in with.
Those and did those weird sausage things that were like gel and they went in on themselves.
Yes,
so you could like
they're like water.
Yes.
That. What are they called? Yeah, they're good for about 5 seconds.
Cornwall, it's probably called like water cocks or something.
Yeah. Big fat dick toy, yeah, something like that.
What are you on a typical beach day then? What was in the bag? What are we taking to the beach?
Well, my thing is always try and take as much as possible.
Prepared for anything.
And when I've taken boyfriends down there, it's always been like, you know, we're going to be spending 8 hours on this beach. So there's no like getting bored. There's no like...
You make a day of it.
We're spending 8 hours on the beach. There's no toilet. If you're going to Pedney, there's no toilet. The climb down the cliff to the beach is probably a good 20-minute and it's a climb. So I've seen people... I've got to the top of the rock where you have to sort of like abseil down the rock.
Right.
And there's been on more than one occasion, there'll just be someone there crying because they can't, they're too pussy basically, and they can't, and they're just like, what do I get now? Oh my God. And you're like, gotta leave you behind, I'm afraid. Good luck, soldier. And so it's a proper climb. And I've seen my friend do it with like, I just don't know how she does it. She's very into the BBQ, and she'll have all of the BBQ stuff, the cool bag, all of the bags, and then she's just got a baby just like strapped to her, and she's just sort of flinging herself down the cliff, and you're like just wearing like Birkenstocks or whatever, and you're like, we're so close to death, but we're going to have a lovely BBQ, so it's worth it. And so like a whole. So what's in the bag? I mean, I'm always taking like, I don't want to just, you know, maybe can I say like marijuana jellies or something like that? That's allowed, isn't it?
I mean, I guess it's allowed. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I would never be able to get hold of any, but that's what I would do if I was. If I could take those. In the cool bag, obviously, because they will melt. And and then a few bottles of booze, towel, book. Honestly, that's me sorted. My friend will bring a speaker. Wear those bitches. Yeah.
You DJ the beach.
Yeah, the playlist has already been downloaded because obviously there's no signal there.
Of course not.
And that's how we dominate. We get people on their lack of knowledge. They aren't able to play music because they haven't had this much foresight.
There is a silent territory battle that happens.
There is. We've got a spot.
On every beach, I think.
Yeah.
But you got to stake a claim early.
Yes.
And you got to have the means to be able to... It's towels down... Windbreaker if you've got it.
Oh yeah, 1 or 2 windbreakers I think is
create
the key.
A nice little barrier.
Yeah, that's what we used to go to Gadrevi Beach, and we would get up early to get our spot. We had a great spot, and we'd be in the car at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'd be down on Gadrevi Beach. And God forbid someone was in that spot. My dad, we'd spot them driving along the coast there. You see they're in our spot, and my dad would honestly get out the door, slam the car door shut, absolutely furious. We would pull up on an empty beach, just pull up right next to them out of like passive aggressive tension, or bad you don't want your spot gone, do you? 8 o'clock in the morning, and then it comes about, we live here. Okay.
Yeah.
We deserve this spot.
We're actually locals.
We're here all year round.
Where have you come from? Devon,
yeah. We'll get back up there.
Yeah. Please.
Awful.
We don't like foreigners here.
I'm upset thinking about it. Yeah, that would be my
How do you feel about changing on the beach? That was always the thing that I found quite awkward. Getting out of your wet clothes, awkwardly putting a towel around yourself. We had a phase where for Christmas one year, I got a pop-up tent. You know, the ones that come in a big disc and you just throw them in there.
Yeah. Like and you got changed in there?
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's fun. But
do you hate that then? You hate...
changing in
the towel, like
I just don't. Because you put it on and then you shimmy out of the bottoms.
Yeah.
And then you try and put new bottoms on, but then you've got sand on your feet.
Sand
goes
your
in the
ass.
crack.
Yeah.
And then you take it off, but and then like, but your pants are never all the way up when you remove the towel. So then you have to quickly like tuck everything back in.
Yeah.
It was always a weird experience on any beach that I've been on. Was that not the case for you?
That was the case for me. And now I'm this age, I find more like when I'm on the beach, people are telling me to cover up.
Yeah.
Because I'm...
Put them away.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? Jethro's wife?
With her wonderful tits. And so I don't really... I mean, I have painful memories of that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And there used to be the thing of like, how would you do it? Or you'd put your swimming costume on over your pants, and then you basically have to like pull your pants right down, tear all the threads in it, and then kind of like pull it over your feet like that, and then pull it all out like a manky hanky out of your
manky hanky.
Yeah, out of your swimsuit.
That's another delicious beer, actually. Manky hanky.
That's one at your dad's pub.
Yeah.
So I will. Yeah, those days are gone now, and I just let I just said, "Oh, hang out." Is that awful? I
think that's fine now, because I think there was like a pit when I was very, very little. I would think nothing of it because you're kids, so you don't think anything of it. And then you reach an age where you discover shame for the first time.
Yes.
And then eventually the shame dissipates enough once you get to sort of like early 30s, I think.
I've come full circle. Shame now.
You have the 20 years of shame.
Yeah.
And then
just
everything's
20 years,
fine.
Guys.
It's only 20 years. And then honestly, once you're through it, it's great.
Yeah. And I didn't believe people, older friends of mine, that would be like, "Oh, I'm in my 30s now. I just don't care what my body looks like anymore." I'd be like, "You sound mentally ill. you should care." And now I'm exactly at that stage where, I couldn't care less. But I'm lucky. I've got great, I think that's part of our culture in our friendship group as well, is we're very much like, get on the beach. We're here to enjoy ourselves. We're not here to feel bad about ourselves.
Right. That's a good friendship group to have.
Yeah.
Do you still plan beach days? How often do you get to go to the beach now?
Well, I missed this whole season, but when I'm down, I don't usually like. It's quite funny. I went with an ex-boyfriend once, and I said, "We're going down to this beach." I said, "My friends will just be there," and they was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, they'll just be there at some point, and I'll see them. There's no signal or anything." And then I was sunbathing, had my face in the sand, and then I looked up and I was like, "Oh, there's my friends. Oh, they're all there." And it's just like, we'll all just be if it's a nice day, I'll see you on the beach.
And what did he think? Because like, how was it when you would bring like outsiders into like the beach group?
They've just got to fend for themselves,
right?
Like we're here all day. There will be a BBQ in the evening.
You're pushing the bird out of the nest.
Yeah.
It's got to fly.
Yeah.
It flies or dies.
Yeah. Well, also there's no chance. If you're down the side of a cliff, and I mean like that big climb. It's about survival now, I'm afraid. So if you can't survive this lovely beach, maybe we can't be together.
That's a good test, I guess.
I think so.
It's a good test for a relationship.
Just take them straight there. Yeah. The worst thing would be if they got to the top of the rock and then we're too scared to go down.
Well, there's only one way down.
Yeah.
I mean,
jump in the sea, I guess, but yeah.
I had that well, how big would the jump be?
Quite big.
Quite a large
And it'd have to depend
jump.
on the tide.
Yeah. Me and David went to the Highlands a couple months ago, and we climbed something called Stack Polly.
Okay.
And I had a moment like that where I didn't. But Stack Polly's very, very high. It's like a mountain.
Wow. Yeah.
And I climbed all the way to the top. Didn't realize how steep it would get at the top. Was all right. And then he was like, "No, there's a bit more to go to get onto the very top." And then we go past like where you could like see like a little walkway, which you could walk along, but it's that narrow, and then to the left of it is just a sheer drop.
Yeah.
And you're just going like, it's fine once you do that bit. And I was just like, I can't. So I just went back and let him and Karen climb all the way to the top. And then I just sat and I had a cheese sandwich.
Oh,
And then I was like, I need to get off the mountain because I'm very stressed now.
And Karen was there as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
We took her to a little excursion to the
that's
Highlands.
great.
Yeah, it is. The Highlands is very nice.
Yeah.
It turns out I need ultra fast broadband anywhere I go. Otherwise, I'm a deeply miserable person.
Wow, that's depressing, isn't it? But that is probably the same for most of us.
Yeah. Also, in Cornwall, we were the first place to get super fast broadband. Do you remember that?
Actually.
When they were trialing it, we were one of the first places to get it.
Oh wow.
I know.
What? I feel so stupid.
That was always the case though in Cornwall, is like weird, like very advanced sort of like science-based things. Like there was like an observatory that I went to for like a week as like a half-term camp kind of thing.
Okay.
It was like a proper fancy thing with like all of this like really, for the time, modern equipment.
Okay.
And we were the first place to get super fast broadband.
Okay. It's stacking up.
Yeah. With like,
I think it's because we had Goon Hilly. I always thought we've got Goon Hilly.
Yeah.
We'll get all the good stuff. Even though it's shut now. But
it is shut.
It's a space station, just in case you don't know. We had a space station. Brag.
Did we ever put anyone in space? From Goon
I think
Hilly?
we put like animals in. Why are you shaking your head?
UK's never done that.
Oh, no, we put animals.
okay.
Probably animals.
Well, there is a Cornish independence
We
movement.
do what we want. Yeah,
so
Cornish independence. We do what we want, actually. We'll put whatever we want in space.
We refuse to live anywhere where there isn't a huge swing towards independence from at least half the people living there.
We've put stuff in space you don't even know about since we've got minority status.
Yeah.
Putting pasties into space.
Yeah.
Rattlers in space.
Yeah.
Animals
Jethro's
in space.
wife.
Jethro's
She's
wife.
floating up there.
Floating around, thanks to Goon Hilly. Also, obviously, if we have a space station in Cornwall, it's got to be called Goon Hilly.
Yeah.
It's just such a rubbish name. I know.
Imagine being trapped in space and you have to say Goon Hilly. I think we've got a problem. That sounds like something an American would say. It's like, Goon Hilly.
Goon Hilly, we have a problem. Oh, no. They closed it, so yeah, never mind.
Someday.
Wasn't up to par. Yeah.
Someday.
Yeah, but ultra fast broadband, that is pretty good. I'm only
Yeah.
just getting that now where I live in Glasgow.
What?
The ultra fast broadband.
Oh, yeah.
They're digging up all the streets as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Putting in ultra fast broadband. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the broadband, but I guess I was wrong.
I don't think there is, but then eventually what we need from technology will demand faster and faster speeds.
What, like,
So
we're
like
swiping too fast on the apps?
Well, no, like if you're like streaming something on your television, you don't realize it because you just think I'm just watching the TV, but you're like streaming something at like 4K, so that requires quite a fast speed.
Okay, yeah.
And then eventually it will be like, I don't know, holographic or something. Like the quality of what you're watching will be so amazing.
Wow.
You'll have to be able to download it like at least a gigabyte a second.
Let's just get that straight in.
Let's do it now.
Let's just get that one straight in.
Let's call Goon Hilly. It just needs like a crazy billionaire investor. Maybe Elon Musk has like a cousin called Crispin who lives in
I was
Cornwall.
just about to say, surely this mysterious Crispin guy
Musk.
can Crispin Musk. Sounds like a horrible fragrance. Yeah. Crispin Musk this autumn.
Smells like Walkers.
Yeah.
Ready salted.
Yeah.
Thinking about, because you visit Cornwall, I think, a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
And I wonder, because people always say, like, when you tell them that you're from Cornwall, they always go, oh, such a lovely place. Isn't it gorgeous? And you just love all of the beaches and the cliffs. And I'd always say, like, well, I grew up with that. So I was just kind of like, that's just what I was used to.
Yeah.
And now that I've been away from it for a long time, now when I go back, I go like, oh, yes,
wow.
actually,
Yeah.
like, it is like a very like pleasant sensory experience again.
Yeah.
But I never had that growing up. Did you feel a bit desensitized to it?
Oh, totally. We would drive down to the Tesco and it would be like St Michael's Mount on the bay and
Yes.
Marizion.
Yeah.
And just my mum would be like, you don't know how lucky you are. And we'd be like, oh, shut up, Mum, drive the car. So like, yeah, it definitely became it was just normal. And then what was so funny was then moving to London and having to pretend that it wasn't disgusting.
Yeah.
Like you're 18,
Like
you're
gross
like
everywhere.
Yeah. And you're like, no, this is cool. This is the real world, man. And you're like, it's rank. Like, just say it's
Yeah.
nasty. It was so funny because I was living in Streatham for a bit, and do you know Sean McLaughlin? And he lives in Streatham as well, so I used to see him quite often. And he loves Streatham,
Yeah.
I love that in a person. I love that, like, if they love where they live. I think that's so nice.
Right, okay, yeah.
And he would just be like, Streatham, Streatham, Streatham. And I couldn't, just the whole time couldn't help but be like, I think it's shit. I'm looking around, I'm like, is this the same place? Are we talking about the same place? He's like, yeah, it's got the longest high street in the country, Streatham. I'm like, wow. So it's just
actually?
like, it does. And it's just like, none of it's good. Like, when we try and meet for coffee, it'd be like, all the coffee shops are bad. Like, it's not.
Red Ruth has a statue of a dog made out of welly boots.
Does it?
Yeah.
What? I don't know anything about that.
Up from, where the Regal Cinema is.
Yeah.
If you walk up from there, like up the hill.
Yeah. Past the train station.
Before you get to the train station, I think. Well, I can't remember where you turn off to get to the train station now, but sort of around that height.
There.
There's like a little statue of a dog.
Is there?
Yeah.
I'll be asking my friend about that. She lives in Red Ruth. Made out of wellies.
They do. Well, they do. Oh, made of wellies. Sorry, I thought you were saying, like, do they have wellies?
No,
like,
made out of
yes,
wellies. They do. They've got
They were invented at Goonhilly.
We're them on Trevithick Day, and we do our little 1-2 hop. Our little 1-2 hop. I do remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, I'll ask my friend about that.
Please do.
Why do we always have to have eco stuff, though? Not complaining, obviously, it's very good. But ours has always got to be like, oh, it's made out of freaking,
I mean, it's because, like, there's the space to do it, and, like, you drive anywhere in Cornwall, you're driving through at least a couple farms, a few fields.
Yeah.
You'll get a glimpse of the sea from somewhere. You'll see
true.
a cliff. The Eden Project.
Yes.
Of course they're going to put it there.
Yeah.
Where else is it going to go?
That's true. In the bin.
So when you have to think about, like, how you feel about the beach in general, like, what feelings does it bring up for you? Because it sounds like it's reconnecting with youth in a way.
It is reconnecting.
Yeah.
And I also think it's about this, like, I think the beaches in Cornwall are so nice that when I go to any other beach, like, my boyfriend's from Fife, and he'd take me to a beach in Fife, and you have to be like, you have to be like, yeah,
how cute.
The land has met the sea. So I guess it is a beach, but and you have to be like, yeah. And it's just like, and then I'll go and visit my friends and like, the Isles are silly, do you know what I mean? And I think it's about that feeling of like pursuit for perfection. Like, I want to find the best beach, and like that's always, that's what it's about for me. So we're going to Thailand in October. Yeah, and I just want to keep leveling up. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Let's
I just
talk
think
about a fucking beach.
Right. I want to just, I want to be in Thailand. I want to be like, I prefer Appletree Bay on Trasco. Like, that's what I want. But we'll see. I
can't wait to hear
I want to
how
find
that
the best
goes
beach.
for you.
I know. I'm just in Thailand, but it's no pen and founder. No one's got their dicks out for a start.
Someone will get their dick out on the beach, I'm sure.
We'd hope so.
Are you going to do a full moon party or anything? No.
Sure, isn't that for kids? I thought that was like for kids.
Well, like 18,
Annoying.
19, like gap year kind of kids.
No, I'm past all of that, I'm afraid. I will just be on the pursuit to find the perfect beach.
Fair enough, actually. When I went to Thailand, there was like, we were at a bar where they give you the drink in a bucket, and I'd had it's just vodka in a bucket.
Oh.
But I was like 25, 26, and there were kids at the tattoo parlor opposite the bar getting like the most awful things tattooed on them. So I walked over with the bucket still in my hand, and I was in an elephant tank top and like a pair of those like elephant trousers as well. I looked ridiculous, and I was really sunburnt. And I just walked over and I just said, does your mother know that you're doing this?
Did you really?
And they were like, no, it's fine. We're not even that drunk. And I was just like, you just shouldn't be doing this with your body. And then they like flicked my little vest and they'd be like, you've got a tattoo. And I was like, yeah, but that's different. Mine's meaningful. This is a mistake.
Oh, what was your tattoo? What is your tattoo?
It's of an angel.
Okay, that's lovely.
Because I'm just so precious.
Yeah. No, that's right. They were wrong. Horrible little brats. What were they getting tattooed?
Oh, I don't. They were getting like symbols that they didn't know what it meant.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, yeah, wouldn't it be me? Or we'll see. I
People
don't know.
in Cornwall never make mistakes like that.
No, no one in Cornwall has any awful tattoos.
No. One last thing before we do the last little bit of the show. Can you speak Cornish?
I know a little bit, yeah.
Because people always ask me if I can speak Cornish, and I go, it's not like a common language. I didn't learn it at school or anything.
Yeah.
I got like a book.
Yeah.
That celebrated. No. It was like a. I don't even know what you call it. It was like something to do with like some big celebration in Cornwall, but the book was about the history of Cornwall and it had like Cornish language stuff in it.
Yeah, we all got that book. Yeah.
Yeah. And like someone from the royal family was supposed to come and give it to us.
Oh.
But
not
I
in
think
Penzance they didn't, but yeah.
No, we didn't get that either. But I think that was a good thing because I think it was Prince Andrew.
Really?
Who was supposed to come and give us the book.
Oh my God. Like we need our bloody cultural identity more tarnished than it already is. I can only say a few things and like a few choice words and stuff. Like, and like, obviously, what, Cannabis Vicken Gold Perrin Lowen, which is Cornwall Forever, Happy St. Piran's Day.
Of course.
And what's Nadelic Lowen, Happy Christmas. Mitten Dar, good morning.
You know infinitely more than I do.
I know the etymology of words as well. So like my friend's surname is Polglaze, which is pole is pool.
A pole. Oh, a pool.
Pool and glass is blue. So her surname is Blue Pools.
Oh, well,
like
pole
dark
nice.
would be like dark pools.
Like the mine?
Yeah.
Are there dark pools at the bottom of? I was like 8 when I went down Pole.
Well, it's a family name, isn't it? So
oh well, yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Dark pools.
For some reason, I thought the mine came first.
I think the mine's named after the people. Because that's what all the wheels were named after, the family that owned the mine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember we had a big conversation about Fuggy Hole? Fuggy Hole. Because I only just found that app. Is it Fuggy Hole?
Fuggy Hole. Fuzzy Hole.
Fuggy Hole.
Fuggy Hole.
It's a Fugi, isn't it?
Oh, a Fugi. I thought it was Fuji.
Or Fuji.
And they were like old tombs.
Yeah, like caves.
Yeah. Yes, and you could go down them and like...
Yeah.
But I remember a teacher saying to me just like, oh, if you're ever looking for something to do with the family of a weekend, ask your mum to go down a Fuji hole. And I said, that feels inappropriate.
Yeah. Fuggy hole, we got called them.
A fuggy hole.
Yeah.
Maybe it's fuggy then. I swear said to us Fuji, but
no, you're probably right. You're probably right. But yeah.
Mrs. Wilkinson.
It's just, we've probably, by the time it's got to Penzance, we've probably like bastardized it somehow.
You're further...
Even
to
bit
the
further.
point.
Yeah, a bit further on. Not much further, but yeah, but a bit further, yeah.
Far enough that, like, you're different people.
Yeah, we are. We're freaks. I always love talking to Marilyn because obviously, like, she's from the furthest north and I'm from the furthest south, and I find that very satisfying.
Yeah.
And when I met her, I was like, oh, yes, we do, because she talks all about all the mad stuff in Shetland and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
puts Cornwall to shame a bit, I feel.
Do you think? Yeah, I hope so.
She talks about how, like, one day every year on Shetland, like, everyone just has one big massive fight. And it's like a national holiday, and they have to board up all of the windows of the shops in case they break stuff. And, like, the men, like, someone has, like, a little trinket or something that they have to keep from the other side.
That's amazing.
But then they have to do whatever they can to get it. And then there's another day where the women get to do it as well. And the women are more savage than the men.
That's amazing. I mean, it's not a million miles off, though, is it? It's not too far away.
That's really what Mad Dog Day is.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Travidic, you have to do a dance and then fight each other. Yeah. There should be more fighting, actually, in our culture, I think.
What a lovely note to bring that to.
Yeah, really nice.
More fighting, please.
Fighting on the beaches, yeah.
Yeah, we've got plenty of them. D-Day could have happened. That's the big issue with D-Day. Not picturesque enough, I'll say. Before we wrap things up for the main episode, we've got one last thing to do.
Yeah.
And we call this Quick Fire Feelings.
Ooh.
It's 5 random things. You just tell me how they make you feel. You go into as much or as little detail as you so wish.
Okay.
Okay. First thing, and we ask this to everybody, how do you feel about dark chocolate?
Oh, God, I'm so conflicted immediately.
Here we go.
I like it when it's got sea salt or chili in it.
Yeah.
It is nice. No, I like it. It's nice.
Okay.
It's good for you. It's healthy.
Is it, though?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Fine. We'll stick to that.
Okay.
How do you feel about a traditional Cornish pasty?
Okay. I I very rarely have a traditional Cornish pasty.
Was that when you lived in Cornwall or now up here?
Now, because I've learned about this thing called health. And that actually really gets in the way of pasty consumption. So I very rarely have a pasty. In my defence, my mother, when we were growing up, she would have a wholemeal pasty. Now that's not a good sign, is it?
They were weird.
Yeah. Well, she's a bit weird like that.
Well, you could get pasty at the Eden Project, which was a wholemeal pasty, and then just filled with essentially salad.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I get a normal pasty isn't healthy.
Yeah.
But when you change it so much to be healthy, you're just like, why wouldn't you just have a salad?
It's pointless. But I will say this now. Shout out Loafs at the bottom of Market Tree Street in Penzance. Really good pasties in there. Really like them. They've made pasties London somehow, and I don't hate it. I think it's good.
What does that mean? They've made them London?
They're trendy. He's made them trendy. Oh. And they're like all of their desserts are really great. And yeah, anyway.
Do the pasties do they do like a ketamine pasty or something?
All pasties are ketamine pasties when you think about it after you've eaten one.
Yeah.
They're just like really flaky. The pastry's really good, and it's just a bit of a step up. It's it's slightly less traditional, but in a really good way. And
Okay.
I would recommend. But as of a
Fair
traditional pasty, no, I can't really do them anymore, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. How do you feel about cream then jam?
That's not good. You can't bring me on here and wind me up like that. I'm boiling with rage right now.
I'm not saying that is the correct way to do it.
Well, I just don't. People can do what they want with their scones, but won't just be nice. Just do it the correct way, and then we could just put all of this shit to bed. Like, do you know what I mean? Just do the jam first. Okay. Do you know why it's the jam first? Do you know why?
You go on. Why do you say it's jam first?
Because the cream is a delicacy. The cream is Cornish clotted cream. Mm-hmm. That's like the whole point of eating the dish in the first place. So that's why you have just the scone, boring, just bread or whatever, jam, pretty boring. And then you have the delicacy on top of that. That's how it's presented.
Agree.
That's the point of it. Yeah. So, anyone else if you want to do it wrong, that's fine.
Well, some people do it because jam is easier to spread on cream than cream is to spread on jam.
You don't spread the cream, though.
You don't have to spread the cream. And if you really want full coverage, you just put more cream on. And what's wrong with that?
You spoon the cream onto it. You don't try and spread it over with a knife, idiots. And that's the end of it, okay?
That's it.
Full stop.
How do you feel about Poldark, the TV show?
Oh, brilliant show. What a brilliant show. I auditioned for it twice.
Did you?
I couldn't get it. I think I just, to be fair, in my defence, I think I'd just come out of drama school and I auditioned for like one of the main parts, and I was shit. I was just shit, really bad in the audition, and I just really wanted it so badly. I was like, this is my...
It meant too much to you.
That's exactly what it was.
Do you remember what role you were going for?
It was for his wife, so not Demelza, but the one that he's with, and then he leaves and they think that he's dead, and she goes off with his cousin.
And the main
Charlotte, maybe?
The main character in Poldark is Jethro Poldark. You were Jethro's wife, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I failed an audition to play Jethro's wife, and now I'm just Jethro. Just Jethro's replacement. But yeah, no, I was really young. I think I was about like 21 or something. And
yeah.
It was in this big casting director's house, and she had a pool in her house. I don't think I'd ever been to a house with a pool in it. Yeah, I know.
Also suspect you auditioned at their house.
At the casting director's house, yeah. It was very and I was just like too nervous. But
maybe because you're in a stranger's house.
Yeah, I mean, it was all pretty weird. It wasn't something I'd done before.
Right.
They should have just plopped me on the set. I would have been fine.
You'd thrived.
I really hope they bring Poldark back. So that I can be in it.
So you can redeem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want that for you as well. And I don't want to be on the show.
You don't want to be on Poldark?
I don't think I can do a Cornish accent.
I think you probably could.
You've
been around it enough.
I have, but I don't think... It's every now and again a word will come out and I'll be like, that sounded proper Cornish.
Yeah.
But only every now and again.
Yeah.
Anything with an R or sometimes I'd say bath instead of bar.
Is your father from
Neither of my parents are from Cornwall.
That's tricky because when I speak to my mum's accent is so strong.
Thick.
Yeah, really. Yeah, and she is as well. But like it is really strong. And then, but then I've just got a voiceover agent and they're like, oh, you're, which is funny to me because I just can't imagine my voice being useful for anything. And they said, oh, you've got really interesting voice because you've got like a London accent mixed with a Cornish accent. And I was like,
distinct.
Yeah, who would want that? Who would want that for anything? Who would want a Cornish accent mixed with a London accent?
Back in the day, someone had to do those super fast broadband adverts.
That's true. Was it Craig from up north? Yeah.
So whatever the next technological advancement is that starts in Cornwall, you could be the voice of that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Loaves pasties, they're a mixture of London and Cornwall. Yeah, something like that.
Lovely.
Yeah. Great.
And finally, how do you feel about fudge?
I don't really care for fudge. We had fudge at the chocolate factory. And as you'll notice, I didn't mention it.
Fair enough.
Ambivalent.
Couldn't give a fudge. See, sometimes the jokes don't have to be at anyone's expense.
No.
They're just like very sensible.
Yeah. That was lovely. Yeah.
No one gets
really
hurt.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice moment.
That's
there.
very fudge, actually, isn't it?
Very fudge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of plain.
Yeah.
Harmless.
Harmless.
Quite sweet.
What's it going to do? It's fudge. Feel like we're trying to make fudge a thing. About the word fudge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's very fudge of you.
I can only think of fudge packers, but then because that was the job. Yeah, which is awful. Exactly. Awful.
On my own show.
I know. Well, I said I thought of it, but I chose not to say it. But I described the thought. I can't think of any other fudge puns or.
I mean, I guess we don't have to think of any.
There aren't any.
No. We really peaked with Fudge Packer and then.
Well, there's a production company called Fudge Park.
What kind of stuff are they making?
They made The In-Betweeners.
Fair enough. That was pretty well known, wasn't it? That was a pretty... Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah. Good for them. Well, good. We love to support local business.
Little low bar at the end there. Little bum note.
Listen, thank you for being on the pod today.
No, thank you for having me. I hope I haven't ruined it.
You absolutely haven't. You're going to stick around for a cheeky episode of After Hours.
Yes.
A little bonus podcast. If you'd like to find out how you can hear about After Hours, you can follow the link in our description or the link that's in our Instagram page at I've Had a Rosé. So definitely go follow us there. Is there anything that you have coming up that you'd like to plug?
No, I mean, I do have stuff. Oh, I'm doing Aberystwyth Comedy Festival. Are you doing that?
Lovely. No, I'm not.
Just me. I'm doing that on the... Oh, God, when is it? 5th of October, I want to say.
5th of October, lovely.
Is that a Saturday? Something like that.
Well, if you're in Aberystwyth, definitely go. So what's the name of the show?
Oh, I don't know. It's just a work in progress. I don't know what I've listed it as. It's just my name and come to that.
Just look for Tamsyn Kelly and it will come up. Lovely. All right then. Well, we will see you again for another episode very soon. Goodbye.